everyone, I'm Danielle Denise, and I'm here to clarify some of the misconceptions about entry-level Masters of Science in Nursing programs. Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Denise, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who may not know me, I am in an entry-level Masters of Science in Nursing program to become a psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner. So I definitely share that journey on my channel, and I also try to help other prospective nursing students along on their journey as well. So be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so that you don't miss an upload. I also have some lifestyle content as well if you're interested. But today's video is going to be a bit more informal, kind of just, I'm going to try to film straight through. There might be some cuts where I say a lot, so I just want to add thank you guys for sticking with me through this, because I get pretty nervous about like not hitting all the topics that I want to hit and being unsure if the message that I want to convey will come off clear, and also being afraid that I'll miss something that I find is like really important. So thank you guys for bearing with me through this. If there's anything that I don't touch on in this video, please feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know if you guys still have questions. I still plan to film a frequently asked questions video and videos pertaining to questions that I get pertaining to my program specifically. I will try to get those videos out for you guys as well. So I've been wanting to film this video for about 6 months. I have notes on it from like October and notes on it from like recently, because I still see Instagram posts, Twitter posts, YouTube videos, so many different things kind of like knocking the validity of programs like mine. But there's so many great nurses that come from programs like this that it's just like, I don't really understand where it's coming from. And with the misinformation being spread, I think it might be turning away some really great healthcare professionals. And we should probably try to avoid that. So I'm just gonna try to clarify some things, and I just wanna go ahead and get started. Let's just start with the name of the program. I totally understand why this can be so frustrating and so confusing. I mean, let me just, I had to pull it up. The different names for these programs. We have Accelerated Masters in Nursing Pathway, Second Degree Accelerated Masters Entry Degree Program, Entry-Level Masters of Science in Nursing Program, Masters Entry Clinical Nurse, Direct Entry MSN, Entry-Level Masters, same as ELMSN, Alternate Entry Masters of Science in Nursing, Masters of Science Entry into the Profession of Nursing. I see why that can be confusing, especially when you're trying to figure out if these programs are going to lead to you becoming an RN, if it's going to lead to you becoming an NP, if it's going to lead to you becoming a clinical nurse specialist, if you'll get a BSN, if you're just getting an MSN, is the option there for transferring to different programs or trying to get a DNP. I don't know. I don't have the answer as to why there's not just one general term, or why there are similar programs with different names. I don't have that answer, but I just want to clarify, this is why you do have to do your research. I know people are like, some people are sharing information saying like, oh, if it's a master's entry program, then you'll be an NP, but if it's a direct entry program, then you'll just be an RN, and that's wrong for the most part. Typically incorrect. So just as an example, University of San Francisco has a master's entry Master of Science in Nursing program, and they market it as a program that paves the way for a new career as a registered nurse. They're explicitly stating there that you're just going to be a registered nurse, you're just getting your MSN. That's just what that is. It's a full-time program for 2 years. And then we have UC Davis, who has Master's Entry Program in Nursing, or MEPN, and they market their program as being qualified to be a registered nurse and to be eligible for certification as a public health nurse and earn a Master's of Science in Nursing degree. Again, just a program where you'll be an RN, but you'll have your MSN. And then you have UPenn, and they clearly state in the title of their program, it's an accelerated direct entry BSN-MSN. So their program is very similar to mine, whereas mine is called an entry-level Masters of Science in Nursing program, and we also get our BSN in the program, and we move into the traditional like MSN portion. Same with theirs, you get a BSN and you go into an MSN, and it's the same second degree, second career I already have a bachelor's in a different field type of nursing. So I totally understand why that can be confusing, but I want to help clarify for you guys that although it has all of these different names, you still need to do your research to see what's going to be more feasible for you and what's more important for you to have. If it's important for you to have that BSN, if it's important for you to become an RN and you want to say that you have a master's degree, I want to add that when you're looking at these programs, look at the credentials that they're offering, whether it's just CNL or clinical nurse specialist. If it leads to becoming an NP, if you can become a CRNA or a nurse midwife, those two are pretty rare. There's only like just one entry-level master's program to be a CRNA, and it's not even the type of program that you think it is. They actually say that they require BSN. So thanks for stealing the title. That just adds to more confusion. So if you're looking to become like a CRNA, you're better off doing like an ABSN, working for a little and following the traditional path of becoming a CRNA. Next, piggybacking on doing your research about the type of program you're gonna find, I just wanna stress even more to know what you want before you go. Know before you go, apply, know before you interview, know what you want when you start looking. The thing about this is that, one, nursing schools don't want students that are applying for something that they don't offer, and they don't want students that seem fickle about what they want and like they're easily going to change their mind, and that they're already going into this not knowing what they want, because this program is like, you're going to be set, like you're going to get your BSN, you're going to get this MSN, and you have to be confident that this is the career field that you want to go to. Yes, nursing is very flexible where you can kind of jump into different specialties and see what you want. Like, that's why most people go for FNP, because if they're not really sure, they can kind of go back and get credentials. Whereas like me, trying to be a psych NP, if I were to go back and want to do something else as an NP, I would have to like practically start over, because I don't have that foundation of being an FNP in like that field. Whereas like FNP is like, would be similar to like a PA, where PAs can jump from specialty to specialty, just like finding a new job and not worrying so much so about credentials all the time. But for me as like a psych NP trying to go into become a nurse midwife, oh no, sweetie, you gotta go back to school. I have to go back to school. Like for real, go back to school. So that's something I wanna clarify. But something that I wanna point out is that you'd have the option to work in another field as an RN at the RN level. So for example, there's an instructor at my school who she works as a neuro NP, but she still works on a med-surg floor as an RN. So that option is always still there. Before you commit to giving this much money to something, know that ahead of time. If not, ABSN. ABSN is great, Accelerated Bachelors of Science in Nursing. And speaking of an ABSN, a lot of people sometimes kind of pick these programs because they're like, well, why get an ABSN or another bachelor's when I can just get a master's, get an MSN? Cost, the time, and then on top of what I just said, not knowing what you want. If you break down my program in comparison to an ABSN, just looking at the accelerated bachelor's portion of my program, we spend about $750 per unit, and there's another ABSN program in an area close to mine where it's just strictly ABSN, that's it. And they spend about $850 per unit. So I'm spending $750 per unit. They spend about $850 per unit. We do about the same amount of coursework. So fees and everything factored in for the different schools, lab fees, clinical fees, books, all of that, we're paying about the same. So when you're thinking about that for what it is, it sounds about the same. Same for like the 2 years master's program. You're just paying a little bit more for the amount of time and the degree that you're getting. Now, if you're looking for the full program like mine, BSN into MSN, yes, you're looking at a lot more money, but it's laid out for us that once we start working as RNs, we're paying for the rest of that out of pocket. So it's no longer about loans. Next, we're gonna go into the hours. This one's a bit controversial for me. It's because it's being compared to PA students, and it's mostly coming from people who are already in the nursing field. So this is what originally sparked this idea for this video, It was in like October or so, but it was a post that came up on my IG Explore page. It's this long thing going on and on about accelerated nursing programs and how they don't get enough clinical experience or enough clinical hours, and they come into school with not enough hours and they just don't have the experience, and it shows when they come out into the field. And I get that they were like specifically talking about online accelerated nursing programs. I kind of understand what they're saying there, but it can come out very harsh, especially to those of us who aren't in like online focused entry-level programs where we have had experience, we've had previous careers, we bring knowledge from other professions, we still do all of the required BRN hours during our beginning portion of our program. We're required to work during the program. Once we become an RN, we're required to still have NP clinical hours and still be in school. So it completely like discredits everything that we're doing when they're just throwing this blanket statement over our programs. And I feel like that can really scare people away from choosing this route. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to put this video out there. Just know that we are getting a lot of hours. We're going to be working. We're going to bring knowledge from previous fields. Some people have worked as LVNs, medical assistants, CNAs, so many other things, and people are just discrediting that by throwing this blanket statement over them. So prospective students, I really want you to know, like, your experience will be valuable no matter where you're coming from, and you're going to get more experience when you're in the program, and you're going to start working so that by the time you're doing your NP portion, you're still working as an RN. So please don't let that discourage you. PA students, yes, they're required to have a certain amount of hours going in, but they're also only going to be done within 2 years, where our program, we're looking at 4 to 6 years. So there's a lot more time of working as an RN. And if you decide to take a break, just solely focus on working before you finish your MSN, there's that time too. So when you consider that, don't just listen to when people are saying that you're just not going to get all these hours, you're not going to know what you're doing. I'm prepared to not know what I'm doing when I'm going in as an RN, but I'm expecting to get the experience as I go. And I know the type of person that I am, and I know what I'm capable of, and you should too. So please don't let that discourage you. So I just want to wrap this video up by saying the purpose of this video was to encourage prospective students to continue looking into this option. It's just important to be aware that you should be doing your research, finding out what you want, and then determining if this is the best option for you. It's completely dependent on an individual basis based on what you want, what you need, and what you see for your future. I don't want you to be deterred by the statements made on social media or in other videos. Just know that I'm in the program. I feel very confident and I'm proud of my decision. I think it was the best option for me, even though I tried to like run from it. So if there's any questions that you guys might have, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you guys are current nurses and have worked with wonderful people who have come from entry-level programs, or if you've been in one yourself. Please share some positivity down in the comments below so that we can encourage more amazing future nurses and practitioners and nurse specialists and many other nurses. That's where I want to wrap it up. Strictly just positivity and just providing clarification. I tried the best that I could. I may not have touched on everything that I wanted to cover, but trying my best. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all in my next upload. Goodbye.